Hello, I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and we need help.
Each week we stumble through a new book, method, or concept that brings us one step closer to being our best self.
Yes, we make fun of ourselves.
And others.
But mostly just ourselves. So here's to not taking self-help quite so seriously.
Welcome to We Need Help. I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and welcome to part 2, the after of You're Not My Guru, primarily focusing on our love-hate relationship with Tony Robbins.
I love him.
And I hate him. Well, or do I?
Or does she? This is the after. And
This is the after
outside in the countryside.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you hear like birds, eagles, like if you see a raccoon trying to like claw at the headphones, if you see a raccoon trying to get some screen time, that's because I'm outside.
Yeah. It's creative interneting is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how was your week?
It was good. I did have I had a 24. I get like once a year I get a 24-hour stomach bug. I don't know if you get that, but I get that. And so I was puking, and then my dog like looked at me, and she like basically, I'm her idol, so she's like, So then she goes and starts puking.
She shadow puked you.
She shadow puked me, and Magic's just sitting there like, what the hell?
There's shadow boxers and there's shadow pukers.
What's that Fiona Apple song? I'm a shadow puker.
Yeah. Basically, that's her.
I should make a song like that. But I feel better now.
I'm glad.
I woke up and Magic's like, you look great, because I lost weight.
100%. That's why you get the flu.
I was like, oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah. There's shit.
And Cookie's like, what about me?
Yeah. She's like, how does this collar look on me now?
I can slip it right off.
Yeah, look at this. I don't even have to unbutton it to go to the bathroom.
So, how was your weekend? Anything good happen?
Good. We volunteered in the neighborhood I've been helping. It's called Bonita Shores, and it's like between Naples and Bonita Springs. It's still in Collier County, so they were just decimated. So we got a lot of good work. Me and my friend Mama Jen went over there, and our kids went, and everybody helped out, and just it's amazing to see to see the kids get involved in it and stuff like that, because they're seeing destruction like most adults have never seen.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid. Yeah. They're just like running up, and they're like, hey, would you like a turkey sandwich and a cold Coke? You know?
Oh my goodness. They're just like, I love that.
Yeah, they're like, well, I think if you have a giving heart, your child has a giving heart. And it's like, actually, it's a great way to figure out if somebody's not got a giving heart. Watch their kid. Because adults can lie and allude to being giving, but if you look at their kid and they're a selfish piece of shit, that means their parents are. It's 100%.
Yeah, sometimes, but so to be fair, I used to work my first job in Poland was at a nursery school, and there were some little kids, their parents were total dicks, but the kids were so sweet. Like, there are exceptions to that rule.
It can go the opposite way.
Yeah.
But if the kid is gnarly, the parent is hiding something.
There's never a gnarly kid coming from two sweet parents.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So
it just doesn't happen.
Got it.
But the parents can fake it. So they can trick you. But the kid, every time I see a selfish, annoying, like, asshole kid, it turns out the parents are selfish, annoying, asshole people.
Okay, got it.
There,
got it.
I solved that.
Yeah. So a lot of people have been wondering, like, if we're not there around the Bonita Hills area, how can we help?
Bonita Shores.
Bonita Shores.
It's not Beverly Hills.
If it was Bonita Hills, it would have been fine, but it's Shores, so they're fucked.
Yeah, had there been a hill anywhere there,
there would have been fine. So
there's so many different ways you can help. You can go to St. Matthew's House. That's a great one to just donate money to. Uh, Salvation Army is a great one. The Red Cross is doing great things. For Bonita Shores, like there is drop-off centers, but we don't have like a direct like way. There's a Bonita Shores Community Center that you could donate to because that was totally decimated.
Yeah. We also like on our store, we decided, you know, for people that are really far away, like we're in Poland and can't really help, or there's people like around the US that can't, you know, really help. We thought of another way that was really cool, which is we created these survivor shirts and hats.
Well, and they're so great. And everybody, like I've gotten so many people say, I want one, I want one, I want one, because survivors know survivors. It doesn't have to be the same trauma, but like it's a great way to align with what's going on because these aren't victims. They're up and going and trying. You know, they're surviving. And so like I've had so many people be like, that's the perfect way to describe people who are getting back on their feet from this kind of freaking ridiculous trauma.
Yeah.
You know?
And 100% of the proceeds, the profits we make from this is going to go to help survivors.
Yep.
So for now, it's going to be survivors of Hurricane Ian, but we're going to be just helping any survivors all along the way throughout our entire journey. Right. And hopefully we're going to be doing this podcast until we're like old and gray, and we're still going to be donating to different types of survivors.
Well, you will be old and gray. I will not.
Are you not going to go gray at some point?
I will. I think I will at some point. But you know how vain I am. I just I've tried to think about it, and then I'm like, I don't.
You're gonna look so cool gray because your eyes are blue. Like, it's just gonna be a cool. You're just gonna have a cool look.
And I'm fully white now.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm witch white hair. I have witch white hair. So you know, it's I could do it now, but I am so vain that I don't want to. I'm like,
So where you can get the hats and the shirts is weneedhelpthestore.com, and it'll direct you directly to our store.
Directly. We need help thestore.com.
Yeah, .com.
That's I love it.
I love it too. Yay. I already ordered mine, so I'm just waiting. I ordered a hat and a shirt.
I love it.
Double survivor.
Oh, yeah. You've survived a lot in your life. Why not?
I know.
I had
immigrant parents, like...
You had that Buick Skyhawk you had to deal with as your first car?
Heroin.
You survived heroin.
I know. Who does that?
That's ridiculous.
Anyway, should we get on to Tony Robbins?
No, I want to bring one more thing up. I want to give
one more thing.
I want to give a shout out to Chris.
Oh yeah,
Kristen Thrasher, the author of our last book, Gaslighting in Relationships. She reached out to us and gave us such a huge, like amazing email, like praising our podcast. Thank you for the review. And I just want to give a shout out to her because she made my whole week.
Yeah. I was like, you sent me that and I was so excited because it's the first author that has reached out, not the last, the first. And like, she just was like so excited and really happy. And I was, that made my heart smile.
I died. I was like, yes, thank you. But so I want to say, Kristen, we love you and everybody should read your book. And we're total fans of you.
Yeah.
All right. Now on to Tony Robbins. Dun, dun, dun.
So last episode, we kind of talked about modern day gurus and primarily focusing on Tony Robbins and also focusing on the fact that you love Tony Robbins and I had a strong dislike for Tony Robbins. Then I was gonna watch I Am Not Your Guru and see if my mind changed.
Okay. Did you in fact watch I'm Not Your Guru?
I watched it.
Did you in fact?
And my mind changed.
Yes! Yay!
My mind changed.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
I really went in with an open mind but there was like this part of me in the way back that loves being right. So I wanted, like, I left that part a little cracked open, like, kind of looking for things, but I really wanted, to go in and say, okay, I'm going to follow my gut. What I said last time, I want to trust my gut instinct. And I really did feel like he did help people shift their perception very quickly.
Love it. I love it. That's so cool. It's hard to change your mind.
It is. And I went in thinking like he's a scam artist. I read before I watched the I'm Not Your Guru on Netflix. I researched a bunch and there was people just like tearing him down. Like he's a fraud, he's a scam artist, da, 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 da. And so I was kind of like, but I do want to go into stuff with an open mind, and I put it on with an open mind, and I was really impressed. I was impressed by his JFDI, just fucking do it technique.
Yeah, I love
like,
that.
I just really love that because no bullshit. I like that he was swearing because he said you need powerful language to like wake you up.
I love it so much. Like when he said that, it validated everything because I catch a lot of shit for you throwing the F-bomb at the right times.
Yeah. Yeah, and he throws him like like throwing him
Yeah, it's so good. He's so
to shake people up, and I really like that. I love his philosophy and a lot of the things he said. So, I took tons of notes. Like one of my favorite things was when there was this girl and she was kind of she came to him with like this problem, which was like her diet and she's not happy with it, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets real deep real quick. He's like, it's not about the diet. What's your relationship with your dad like? And she's like, well, he's an addict. And and she was kind of mad at him for being an addict. And he's like, and she kind of blames him. And he's like, well, if you're going to blame him for the bad stuff that you're going through, you got to blame him for the good stuff you're going through.
I know.
And I absolutely rejoiced in that because I love that. Like he embraces everything that life gives you because that's what makes you you. And he talked about his own mother abusing him. And he said, if she had been the mother I wanted, I would not be the man I am today. Okay. Like you are the woman you are today because your dad was the way he was. And I was like, thank you. Like that is, and you could see it. Her perception shifted
immediately. So my mom was 19 when she gave birth to me. And, we moved a lot, like an insane a lot. We started like 16 schools, different schools. And I always love that because I'm so good at going into a new area or a new environment and making myself part of it. Well, my sister hates it. Like, hates it. And I'm always like, Katie, it like made us so good at what we do. Like it really is about perception. That's so true. And I think it really is important if you want to empower anything with the blame, then you have to empower it with, with the credit. How true is that?
Yeah, he said blame, if you're going to blame him for your bad, you got to blame him for your good.
Yes.
Because it's the whole. You can't just blame him for the bad and then, discredit the good. So I just really, absolutely.
That was one that got me.
That's when he got me on board. Yeah. That's when he got me on board. So that was cool. The shift in perception. Mm-hmm. There was a few things that I kind of questioned, but overall, how he said how change happens, like how people say it takes, sometimes 10 years to change. He's like, but it's just a moment.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
It's true. It is that decision is a moment, but it is a longer process. But I do like how he kind of shortened the process. Like there was one story also. Okay, so the Netflix documentary is basically 6 days of one of his Date with Destiny conferences.
Yeah.
And there was this one woman who kind of knew inside that she wasn't supposed to be with her boyfriend. And he just made her not made her, but he kind of got her to break up with him over the phone he asked her if that, if she knew, and he's like, take out your phone right now. He kind of pushed her into the action.
Yeah.
And I like that because it's almost a time saver. Like you're so afraid to take that action, and he kind of gets you to take that action that you're afraid of that can change your whole life.
Yeah.
So I really liked that.
Yeah. There were so many things in that book that are just insane. Or in that show that are just insane. It's like, oh my God, like she called her boyfriend in front of 2,500 people and broke it off with him. I was like,
the only thing I did not like in that scenario was that we couldn't hear what the boyfriend was saying, but probably he didn't allow his part to be there. And she was kind of telling him how he should feel. I don't like that. Like, that's the part I didn't like. Like, she was like, don't do this. And I'm like, you have no right to break up with somebody and then tell them how they should react to it.
Yeah. I feel like that lady and I would not get along the best in the world.
Yeah.
She was like she talked about her masculine energy, and so she lost me on a couple of things. I'm like,
yeah. And then, like,
and I did not respect calling in front of 2,500 people. I mean, I didn't have a disrespect for Tony asking her to do it, but I would have been like, I'm not doing that to him.
Right. Yeah.
I would not do that to somebody.
Yeah. What I like about that thing is I wish somebody in my past relationships forced me to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it would have saved years of pain.
Yes.
However, and here's where I'm kind of conflicted. Sometimes that pain is necessary for certain types of growth. So the one sort of caveat I have about him is this God complex, that he kind of plays God a little bit. And that I don't agree with, because sometimes certain types of pain processes are necessary for us to have a spiritual experience.
Well, and I'm drawn to people who act like God because I think you should walk in the steps of Jesus. So I align with it.
Yeah, and plus you like shortcuts.
I do, life hacks. I'm like, why would you waste any time?
Yeah,
but I do missed out on a lot because of that.
Yeah, I see, like, in my personal experience, and this is just me talking about experience, not my opinion, but in my personal experience, like, there's a quote that I'm going to share: in God's economy, nothing is wasted.
Yeah.
So all the experiences that I've had are useful for me to help another human. So cutting short pain sometimes is taking away the help that I could offer another human being. So sometimes I'm grateful for these long stretches of pain because it could help me connect with another human and say, hey, I suffered through this for 4 years, and like, here are my experiences that could therefore help you. Right. So that was the only kind of thing that I questioned. But overall, I was, I like how he shifted people's perceptions very quickly. That was the part that I was on board with.
And I think you should fail fast. And you should get out of it quick. And I mean, you want to talk about pain. There are things that you can't control. Death, hurricanes. Those are all pain that you're going to have to suffer through for a very long time. But when it comes to like a relationship that's not serving either of you, get out of it, man. Like, if you lived for 400 years, it wouldn't be enough for most of us to do what we really want to do.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes I think out of pure laziness and just like even FOMO, we don't make those decisions for like getting out of something when we know in our heart it's like better to not be like serving this thing that's not serving you. But yeah, I'm with you. I see both. I see both.
But overall, I truly believe what it did for me personally was he kind of inspired me to take quicker actions towards owning my life, owning my story, moving forward in a positive way. Like, I even felt that after just watching this video.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's important because, sometimes you hesitate because you're scared or you're, but he kind of removes the fear, changes the perception of it. I really liked that. So I'm converted. I mean, I wouldn't say I love him, but I no longer dislike him. And you know what I just thought of? All the reasons that I was saying why I dislike him. There's a helicopter.
I can hear it. Really? No.
Hang on. There it is.
Black Hawk Dog.
Hello. It's Tony.
Tony is showing up at your house.
If he just parachuted down and was like, hey, come with me. And I'd be like, you are God.
He'd be like,
Oh my God.
Bocek, you're out. You dump him.
He flies in his helicopter, like flies me over to my country house. And he's like,
break up with him right now. And you'll be like, not without
Tony,
a camera
I
on me."
appreciate that you took this helicopter here, but
Yeah.
how did you know this podcast hasn't even been released yet? We're just recording.
He knows everything because he's God. What if you get up to heaven and Tony Robbins is God? It's gonna be a hoot.
On his little trampoline.
Yeah. Okay, so did you know that he has like a tumor on some pituitary gland?
Oh,
And that's
is that
why
why he's so
big and has so much energy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. See, I like that. I like how his defect is making him actually very special and unique. And here's going back to my point before Tony Robbins flew over in the helicopter.
Yo.
So the reason I dislike Tony Robbins was because of hearsay, because a good friend of mine knows him personally and says like he was involved with all this like weird sex stuff.
Okay, what's wrong with that though? Was it consensual?
Exactly. And I was thinking, here's me and my black and white thinking again. Bad, good. Yeah. People are shades of gray.
Yes.
50 Shades of Grey.
Oh. Snap.
So even if he does do bad things, he also does really good things. Just like if you're going to blame someone for the bad, blame them for the good. So
love it.
In my heart, I'm embracing Tony.
Yeah. And
all of Tony.
And if you're interested, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey.
Hey, turn that helicopter around.
Oh my God.
So that's that.
Yeah, honestly, like that's a date with destiny now. How many dates with destiny did you have? Oh, 6 or 7. Yeah, I'm so glad. Funny. I'm so glad for you. He's cool though. I think he does overall good. I'm reading his book Life Force right now, and it's all about
what are you getting out of it?
I mean, it's 22 hours long, and it's all about like stem cells and all kind. Like it's a completely different shift than what he normally does. And
it's like science.
It's science. I'm learning science. I'm making Scarlett listen to it, so we're counting that as science. Whatever.
I love homeschooling.
Homeschooling rocks. Yeah.
Homeschooling is the best.
Yeah. So, but he's all into that. He had like, he had his shoulder was all screwed up and he was going to have surgery, and he was like never going to recover. And he had this stem cell, procedure, and it just fixed itself.
Wow.
So I'm thinking of just trying it for I'll try it. If somebody wants to try it on me, I'll do it.
What could we stem cell?
It's knees, hips, joints, I think is a lot of it. I think you want to do it if you have like any problem. Like you have to
stem cell it.
Stem cell that bitch.
Stem cell that motherfucker.
So we saved Scarlett's stem cells, or her cord blood.
Ooh.
We have it being kept for her. Jason and I were like, where is that? He was like, I can't really remember, but we paid like $3,000 to have it stored in case, because we knew we weren't going to have a second child. So like if she needed anything.
Yeah.
We needed
that's what a great idea.
Yeah. So it was like, if you're going to only have one, you got to kind of make up. It can't be like My Sister's Keeper. Did you ever see that movie or read that book?
I think I read the book. It was, the sister that was born just to like provide stuff for her
dying
sick sister.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a fucked up book.
Yeah.
So I didn't want that. I didn't want to have to do that. But anyway, so yeah. I love that. I love Tony Robbins. I think he's good, and I want to go to one of his Date with Destiny things.
Yeah,
would you be open to that?
I would be open to that. Okay. Yeah, I would be definitely open to that, and I think we should. And
should we get a room close to his so we can listen with a cup and see if he's bear chicken bear barrel.
Like who he's. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do anything with him, but I would be offended if he didn't ask me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think what's important for people, what was important for me and was kind of eye-opening for me is that he's not just himself up there like going with the flow and like doing whatever crazy thing comes to his mind. He's got a whole team. He's got a team of like therapists, coaches, psychologists. It's not just him. They know everyone in the audience. They red flag people who could be suffering more.
Suicidal.
They have like these meetings. His whole support team has meetings, and they say, because they break people up into pods, like little teams to do little mini sessions. And then they come up with like issues in the pods, like what's going on, who's a red flag, what can we do? They all brainstorm. It seemed like a very safe space. It seemed very rational, because the way people in the media presented Tony was just this insane guy who's just going out there kind of doing whatever and can really harm people. But he's got a whole very professional team working on these people, making sure they're safe. So that's important for me to communicate to people, because I didn't realize that.
He started out where he was like walking over hot coals and stuff like that. He doesn't do that anymore.
Ever since people burned the bottoms of their feet.
It's evolved into something that's really legit, I think.
Yeah.
And
too legit.
Too legit to quit.
Too legit. Too legit. Tony legit. Tony legit to quit.
Oh my God, that is awesome. I wonder if he's going to use that at his next date with Destiny. Maybe.
Probably.
But yeah, so I love him.
All right. Cool. So what are we doing next?
We need a health
Should we take a quick
need a health book.
Should we take a quick banter break?
Let's do it, and we'll come back with what we're getting, and everybody can read it with us, and then the author can like reach out to us if she wants to. You know what I'm saying?
She better.
Okay, we're back, and we're back. We're back, and we're back.
We've got a book.
We're gonna do it based on our needs. Oh my God.
So our book that we're doing now is Feel Better in 5, which is 5 minutes. Feel Better in 5 minutes. Yeah, so by Dr. Rangan Chatterjee.
Rangan. That's a name.
Rangan. I love that name.
Well, you know what? Let's buy a
My
baby.
phone's ringing. My phone is ringing, girl.
Is that ringing?
So wait. What's the topic? Just health, right? General health. Our health.
General health. Doing something quick. I was talking to a couple of my girlfriends. I'm like, I need to work out, y'all.
Yeah.
I am not myself when I don't work out. And this has been almost a year. I got the pellet. I don't have any hormone problems. I'm sleeping like a baby.
Yeah.
I have no stresses in my life, like beyond like life stresses. Ain't nobody leaving me. I don't have a death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, obviously I'd be the one leaving.
Obs.
Obs.
So, okay. So just our like health in general, our general well-being and health. And that's what we're going to cover.
Yeah. Do you hear that? Is that a bird?
That's a crane. There's cranes. They're coming. Tony has now sent cranes.
Yeah.
He
like a bird
next to the helicopter, and he's like a bird crane. Yeah, we're in the countryside. There's no like actual cranes.
Okay, that's what
like
I was
a
thinking.
Bird crane.
Okay, this is another example of it's shocking that there are birds in Poland.
There are not only birds, there's cranes.
Now they're having cranes allegedly. Okay, that thing's that's a government thing, probably.
Yeah,
it's not real.
Yeah.
Do you believe these bird people? These bird people think that birds aren't there are people who think that birds aren't real. They're like sent by the government.
We're gonna have to do a book. We're gonna have to do like a conspiracy theory book at some point.
You have to talk to your weird uncle that never comes out of his...
we'll do a book on insanity. Like, that'll be fun, but that's later.
I think there's conspiracy theory books that like people like talk about.
We can do that as a topic.
All right. Well,
so next week, discussing health, then reading Feel Better in 5, and then seeing what changes.
Absolutely. Yay.
All right. I love you.
I love you. I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Rate and follow us if you like us. If you don't, please don't.
And come visit us at www.theweneedhelppodcast.com. There you can find show notes, links for books. You can join Audible, which is, how we actually read our books. We listen to them. And we have special exclusive content just for you. Also, feel free to subscribe to our Patreon account. That's where you can support us financially because we need it. And it can be anywhere from $1 to $100 billion a month, whatever you can afford. And the link to our Patreon account is www.patreon, and that's spelled patreon.com/We Need Help Podcast. And you can support us on there. We would really appreciate it because we do need help.
Awesome. And we will see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Thanks,
Bye.
loves. Bye.